No. Maing
That's
gabi
still,
eh.
that still sounds funny. Skip ka pila na to balik.
Hohoy.
Ka lagi ka no. Lagi
Asa
ka.
na, asa na nag-start? Well, asa na nag-start ang hohoy? More siya kanang disbelief nga. Kanang,
I don't know.
kanchaw mo guna siya na,
Lagi.
hohoy.
Lagi. I don't know who came up with that.
Applicable to kanang mga moments nga kanang kung baga ano na siya kanang pinubri nga eureka.
Aha moment.
Aha. Nasa ato hohoy.
All right,
Nice,
so
nice.
my name is Dave Fuentes, by the way.
And I am Mike Rodriguez.
And
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to episode 4. We would like to thank Mr. Doyle Kaluan, aka Exceptional Papa Idol, for coming with us on the last episode. That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. It was long too.
It was long, but yeah, that good viewership on that episode.
Yeah.
I think it's also because he has a large community behind his gaming identity. So, yeah. Salamat Xpops.
Thanks for that.
I also want to thank our circle of friends who we had a chat with last night.
Absolutely.
Medyo lingaw sa to.
It was a blast. Although kita man nag-feed ato nga mga we ended up obviously willing ourselves into unsay dapat i-answer, but you know, it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. So shout out to Brian Monteza, Jeffrey Bancoro,
Ian
Villarta, Badit Ragas, Karen
Apay Cinco,
and naulahi si Amy, but
okay, nag-work party daw. Who has time for that?
I hope she still can catch up to the chat. So we ask our group of friends kung unsa ilang mga lingaw back in the grade school and high school, because we wanted to touch upon the good old 90s.
Yeah.
And it so happened there's a common theme among the boys and the girls, and you know what they used to do outside of school or during the weekends. But it was fun. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, can I just get something off my chest? Pwede ko magreklamo lang sa
Sige. Go for it.
Kanang pwede undangon na natong Squid Game.
Dapat. Nabot na siya nga point.
It's been too long already.
Yeah.
And daghan pa kay ko gakita nga.
Still. I mean, obviously I believe in a 2-week cycle when it comes to something
new.
True,
I agree. 100%.
But kung mulahos og 2-week cycle, bidli na.
Bidli na gikaya sa ngatanan. But I think I've never asked you this, but why do you think kusog pagyapan ng Squid Game?
Well, probably may mga people probably na bago nag-sign up sa ilang Netflix account and probably catch up ta kay kaulahin na ta, so they're still probably talking about it. And katong time na there was I think last week LeBron mentioned that he didn't like the ending, and then he clapped back ang
creator director
na kanang.
Yeah.
Did
you see Space Jam 2?
Oh my god.
What a clapback.
Golden.
Yeah. I think for me it's a mixture. I mean, no doubt
halang pas kimchi.
The show was good though.
That was
diba? Good. And I think for me it's a mixture of the socio-economic sort of say tawag ni presentation na ilang gipakita sa show.
Yeah.
And also which is the topic that we're going to talk about is the touch on the childhood games that they used to play.
Yeah. The simpler times in the 90s when we used to
exactly.
Like we used to do a lot of things like basic simple things and a lot of fun back then.
That's what that's the perfect phrase siguro is the simpler times.
Yeah.
Atong kaniyadto, and it was less distractions, less
technology, less
technology. Yes, exactly. And we were more happy, or at least
screens.
relatively.
Yeah.
I mean, comparatively. So speaking of those games, and we used to talk about this before, but pero
Yeah.
wala na to na air. I'm gonna ask you again. If you were the headmaster of Squid Game, unsa gadula imong i-introduce?
Ako. What did I answer? Aning
We answered
a lot.
Oh, yeah. Nagantag na yung pinto.
Yeah. I mean, probably 7 up gihapon nga
Yeah.
red light, green light,
Yeah.
but kanang ang mulihok I don't know, bunalan palwa
Or kanang tukog silig.
kanang tugog sa silhig bitaw na kanang mulihok ka niya, wala pagid sa dili pagid ikaw ang mubunal nga nag 7 up, kanang random lang nga someone behind ba, so you don't really know where it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My answer to that question when we talked about it was katong knife patentero.
Mas ano man mga bro, mas morbid man to.
Kumadak panduggaban.
Uluha pa jud. Pero
Yeah.
ako maka-remember ko, it happened to me before, kaning patentero, gila kami tukog sa una sa akong tita. Kaya you were not supposed to play early. Kaya diba kanang patulgon ka?
Yeah. True.
So kaya silingan man mi ni Elspeth Rago. And
Liling.
Rago family was, there were a lot of kids and murag lingaw dula sa gawas because it was a lot of
Murag gaka-obserbaran na ako nga si Balilingki ka-mention na 3 episodes in a row.
Silingan, simpler times. Ang mga silingan
Yeah.
nag-converge obviously with the other kids nga na dito sa katong sector dito nga mas pita. So dito mga kids dito so dula sila, so we had the numbers, so
Yeah.
dula mi, and then patentero with the napulo na ta, so 5-5, so patentero.
Yeah.
Little did we know, tingala ko kay naghinahinay nagkawala ang mga bata ba, nakita nila sila akong tita na nasa likod. So gilakag kog tukog, so ang tukog obviously gihurot, so obviously
I have
cannot forget
a different
simpler times.
I have a different experience sa patentero kay kadumdum ka sa una sa corpus kung asa taga patentero, di ba kanang luag siya pero it's not that luag of a space. Kanang sakto ra siya, di ba?
Yeah.
Katong na atbang mato sa stage, kadumdum ka na.
Yes.
Katong na stage, then na
And you know for a fact nga ang mga lines kay ma-erase gina siya after a good rain, and you cannot really establish.
What did we use for lines, by the way?
Chalk.
Gachok ba ta?
Chalk or bato or chalk yun.
So my experience was
Chalk.
ang magpatintero ta sa una.
Wait, hold up. This was grade school.
Grade school, yes. And I mean the usual suspects na to ng
No,
mga
man.
classmates.
I don't know if you remember this, but ang grade school nga patentero where it all went down was dito sa back gate.
Backgate sakto.
Backgate.
Backgate di ay.
The Mortal Kombat of patentero dito,
Yeah.
silang byungkog.
Yeah. So
Uluha.
ang
Hell yeah.
wala ko ka-realize nga ang
Likod sa kantin.
ang patintero sa corpus is limited na siya space, and
Yeah.
and the reason that I say this is kung kabantay ka ng patintero bitaw ka nang ma-corner ka.
Yep.
And kadumdum ko
Malukong
sa
din
una,
ka.
malukong ka. Kadumdum ko sa una kana nga corner, kana nga square nga malukong ka. That's about good, siguro masigo mo duha ang tulo ko na kayo.
Huot na kayo.
Huot na kayo, di ba?
Yep.
So, muna atong kanang that's the space that we played around with,
Of course.
di ba? So, ang kanang corner balig tulo na siya, huot na gigay siya.
Yeah.
And then I played patintero uban sa musilingan and nami sa dalan. So kanang tubig, di ba? Magtubig.
Tubigan.
Tubigan ng dalan. Dito ko nakaingon nga laluaga kay ani. Ning musulod ka. Musulod ka sa corner. Balig 5. Pwede pa
Kaya
masigo.
pa, di pa mag-abot.
Luag pa.
Luag pa.
Indali ra kay maglusod-lusod. And ang pagtabok-tabok layo pagiging among tabok-tabok pero dali ra kay
kay nakai ka nang ipaon ba nga.
Bay,
Bye buslot. Matik na distraction pa na.
Like kung uluhay, Ambakan ba gid? Ambakan ay hadi dagan.
Kita jud ko.
Strategy ba?
Diri na invento ka ng ano.
Oh.
Yeah. Hop.
Hop.
Gabi. Na yung mga
Did we have kanang murag official tournament ato sa eskwelahan?
Wala yung official tournament, but nagi ma-mention ako ang mga Hall of Famers gina na, bro.
Kinsa yung
ako ang top 3 na ko ang Hall of Famers. Byungkog. Transfer si Byungkog ato, I swear. Transfer si Byungkog ato and he was killing it. Basta uluha pantentero.
Oh, uluha. Yeah. Bintaha gid.
Hukasan na niyog. I mean, if you're listening or if you're watching, man, you know this all went down. So it was number 1. And number 1 siya. And number 2 is Ronald Mugot.
Yeah.
He's got the hops,
Taas kay Ronald Mugot to eh.
Yeah.
I mean, by our standards, taas eh.
Partida gito si Ronald Mugot.
Yeah, athlete
pa jud na pina Usain Bolt nga.
The built.
Yeah. And akong wild card, you will not believe nga champion ga pa nani.
Kinsa?
Si Alvin Rosal.
Dude.
Come on.
Dili na naman. Kailangan i-mention mo. Tanan naman siguro.
Hall of Fame.
Tanan naman siguro sports.
So underclassmen ta ato nga time. We were probably at
wala gigo kita.
grade 5. I swear.
Wala ko kita. Suka.
Champs.
Si hapon man na si Kwan, di ba? Si Rosal, di ba? Sa una. Yeah, that's why.
So champs.
Yeah, that's why wala kay ko kita sa yapan.
Your games were like dito raman sa front near sa flagpole, you'd pick up like you'd pick up
sakto
santan.
Sakto ka ang patentero dito sa likod.
Yep.
And ang was it Scotty? What's it ang
Scotty. Ang
Scotty
Scotty was front.
Scotty ba kanang anak, di ba? So Scotty was the front kay ang flagpole man ang poste ana
Of course.
Ang usa sa
the other
poste
marker was the poste sa padong sa library.
Exactly.
Man. You know your grade school.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Obviously careful man ta nang pag Scotty ang dulaan, careful ta kay mugawas man na si the late great Ma'am Cora.
Yeah.
And she would
ana.
And everyone would just be quiet.
The
quietest Scotty.
Kadumdum ko ana.
Man, it was fun.
Nga kanang makalimot ko sa oras ana din matingalan din ko nga wala pa mo kukuha.
Wala pa ako
kuha sa mama din. So
ibagting na ang hapon nga belt. Yeah.
Wala pa kukuha. So madto ko dito sa office ni Ma'am Cora kay manawag sa telepono.
Yep.
Then kadumdum ko di ba maghulog pa mantag murag
coins
25
or 50
yeah, something
for
like that.
minutes. Yeah.
And then mahasol pa siya kay kung na-zero imo number kay abrihan pa man niya yung kahon.
Say phone number nimo?
Oh,
damn it. Ay, 0.
Damn it, 0. Abrihan pa.
I'm pretty sure natin mga 0 out to because I was 350 and you were 350.
Yeah,
so.
350.
God damn it. Abrihan na to sa registrar. And fun stuff. Remember kana space while you were talking ko asa ang phone. That office opposite ko asa sila gamimiograph sa exams. That smelled really nice that time because of all the printing. And dito sa mag-ilis si Susie and Jeno. And
kumakuan ka ng sige na nga
Nutrition Week.
Nutrition Week, diba?
Nutrition Month.
A1 child.
Yeah. I probably was a D1 child if there was one.
Na A1 ba ka?
Nope, of course not. Hell no.
Who were the ones ka na A1?
Cathy Bass. Catherine and Bass.
Na A1 ba si Apay?
I'm sure.
I think so, right? Siya ako madumduman eh.
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Catherine and Bass.
Yeah, Susie and Jano and
big ass, big head. Susie and
I
Jano.
would
with lami kaya ng sustagen. Remember that?
Iski nga sustagen.
Na puro kaya nga murag in the evening murag matak ka.
Lami ba kaya niya gatas? Inani di ang lasa sa malon nga gatas.
Ano gito kong mama nga. Remember, naman kay, di ba mo in exchange for katong yang ulo-ulo, you would get like mga freebies.
Yeah.
Katong, God, those were...
Yeah.
How gullible were we that
it was, siguro, it took me a couple of days or weeks nga masiko pangayo sa akong mama palit lagi ito sa
Sustagen because they
They
told us so and lamig sa siya. And remember, gidala nila si Manilyn Reyes ug si Jano Gibbs.
No way.
Yeah. Sa
They did?
Corpus.
Sa Corpus?
And they were like grade schoolers kay mo. Si Manilyn. So we're like, damn, it was the first time I saw her. Yeah.
No
She's
shit.
nice.
Really?
Yeah. They were it's either Susie and Jeno or Milo or some
No,
stuff
it's
like
probably
that.
Susie and Jen.
Probably, yeah.
What were the other games that we used to play? So there was Scotty, there was Pantentero.
Ambak-ambak sa stairs. Pinakamaster mambak from
So obviously the girls were into Chinese
starter.
during this time. I think a couple of times I saw them also jumping ropes.
Yeah.
Either
tagsa or kanang duha ka jumping rope nga pina extreme level sa
dakop.
Oh yeah.
Then kadumdum po ko sa una nga kung apili mong crush kay mapili kag dakop kay
Dapat ka mapil.
kay para mag kuan gid mo.
Duha na either maapil ka pasikat ka and you make sure you win and madakpan gid mo siya para
Exactly.
makadakop gid ka. Ayaw gid siya gitulod obviously kay that would be the end of it. Or stalker mode ka. Dito ka pahipi sa kilid.
You know unsa akong style to bata pa ko kung nakoy nagustuhan din magdakop-dakop. Kanang mapil ko dakop-dakop pero hinay mo ko ato kay hinayan mo gamay mo ko and then luyahon mo ko.
Of course.
Dalo na kog storya.
Oh man.
Kanang
Dalo na storya.
Pinakuan ngayon nga ala lingaw to siya no. Lingaw.
Holy.
Asa ka paguman ana.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Grace was grade school.
Yeah, this was great.
Fun.
Yeah. Unintentionally.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you had two ways to go. It's either you would show them or you would tell them.
Yep.
And you told them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I cannot rely on my speed and I cannot rely on my athleticism kay gamay lagi.
Yeah.
Gamay and hinay pagit maragan. So
I had a forever crush from like grade 1. I even kinder. I had a forever crush, and then how I handled that was obviously like in a very obviously pathetic way. Obviously, it was writing to them, and pretty much been in a geeky way. Obviously, writing, and then it evolved into poems.
Yeah,
and then there was and I'm so embarrassed by this. This is a bit of a confession, so this would obviously be good. So if my kids would see this one day, they'd say style. The style was bet if you had a long name, I would make a poem out of your initials.
Of course.
Yeah. It would make sense and it would be very nice. And then people, the person who liked your poem would figure out that it was their name. And obviously those that didn't.
So you were right. So you were playing on words as early as childhood.
I had a lot of practice.
Yeah, makes sense in the songwriting stuff. I'm trying to
kudos to Corpus. Really good English curriculum and stuff.
Sure. So I'm
top grade.
Trying to look at my notes from sa chat nato gahapon. Card games were also a thing.
Yeah. Not the cards, Chika Chat cards. We're talking about other cards.
Yeah, the Supertrumps.
Oh boy.
I remember si Borge nga gabaligya og Supertrump sa gawas.
God bless Borge and his very expensive chicks.
I'd never.
See, I told you I would get you.
Diba?
I told
Sakto,
you.
Diba?
An arm and a leg. She would charge you for that was extortion.
Dagan mo dito siya gabaligya no?
Dude, extortion. Like really, Borge.
Here's I remember ang katong Supertrump ni Borge 20. Mahal kay 20.
You had a choice. You had Supertrump. You had tanks.
Your tanks.
You had
airplanes. Sports cars as well.
I had tanks.
I only had one. Tanks. Yeah. I had tanks.
Kaya mahal man ng planes. They probably had planes. Mahal mo to.
Unsa pa kay lain kabaligyan ni Borge guys?
Borge had. I tell you what she was selling. She was selling. Of course.
Was it a she?
The most Borge bro was a she.
Was it she? Di ba?
Yeah. LGBT represent.
Sakto.
It was right in the corner sa kawayan.
Sa paggawas, di ba?
And
it
was a great business model because you know what? She had raffles, man. Bunot ka.
Sakto.
Bunot ka, bro. And you would like select a number. And like if you get this, like if the number would come out from a lot, like you had 17 or 12, Like you would get
Pero
water balloon.
Pero mga premyo kay mga gagmay ra pug.
Man, katong balloon nga.
Oh.
Bayok ang show. Nga bayok ka. Nagdula. Matulog. Man, choking hazard.
Usapon pa
dito. For like di mo that was the way to go. Kaya di mo tumuburot. And then the katong colored na mga chicks. So there was that chick na yellow and then nasa tikuluran like pink. There was
Nanong na to'y kon eh. Nanong na may mga piso baligya.
Well, it was a pet. That was your introduction to like that was your first dog.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and one thing mahal. The chick was like the chicken chick, not the chick. The chick was like ang piso was the highlight, and then you had
piso.
You had luthang. You
Luthang,
had
yes.
stuff. You had the automatic luthang na balahan og kapayas, bala kapayas.
So I did a research earlier, and ang original din nga luthang was ang bala day kay liso. Which was really interesting. I didn't know that.
Like
seed bullets.
This was actually a weapon.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So seed bullets.
Kawayan gapon.
Kawayan gapon. Seed bullets lang siya. Kanang bitong kung makita bitaw ko sa I'm not sure kung butong ba na kanang bitong mga before siya mo dako nga kuan kay gagmay bitaw kay ilala siya gitsura. But any kind of seeds nga dagko mo ang original nga bala sa luthang.
Nabuni hait nga part that would be like really man.
Dude, it was wala lang ko. I'm not sure kung sa Philippines gid na originate. I think it is.
Probably us because we're like so into that.
So now I know nga na day liso.
Okay.
Then we had kapayas katong machine gun nga
automatic.
Mas
ito extortion sad to kay dapat mahal kay naman kay ano cartridge
siguro to
5550. Yes. Absolutely.
And then atong traditional din nga bala is basa nga newspaper.
That was the introduction. So you had the basa ni mga kanang grade 4 paper or newspaper nga imong lawayan.
Yep. Dito ko niyon dang nagid katong mga kung mga kontra bitaw nimo kay galawayan luod daw kay
COVID-19 man. Kato siya. So you had the bala katong papel, and then you had the kapayas.
Yeah.
And then liso for some reason liso, and then the advanced one which is muni ang hadlok na kay is kanang bala tapon. Remember? You had the mga tansan, bro.
More crossbow tansan. Yeah. Yeah, I had those.
That was Legolas. You know, it's like one time, big time kung mahapakan sa kapayas was like
I think nasamad ko ana dani sa mata kay ni agi siya. Hait ba kay na?
Hait kayo. And then
kadumdum ko ani kay among silingan sa puntod kato na pa may sa puntod.
Nakapuntod mo?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
So early day siguro mga up to maybe 6-7 years old nami sa puntod. So
lingaw, no? I mean, those were like you peel a layer of your grade school and then you find out nga daghang kay tog choices of like choose your own lingaw.
Yeah.
Atong time.
Yeah. I'm also looking at here the rest of the guys were also into the magic cards.
Oh.
Which was interesting. I never got to play
Magic
those.
the Gathering.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering.
Nagtanaw lang ko, nag-observe ko kay they were having fun. Like,
yeah. And the Supertrump as well.
Yeah.
And then later on in high school, let's talk about the NBA card collectibles, but later on.
Yeah.
Another thing is kadumdum kag kuan Ultraman Cards.
Absolutely. Mga text.
Why is it called text? Mo gina kung Tix mo na, di ba? TEKS.
TIIKSX.
Yes.
F.
Ganong Tix mo na itong tawag ito sa una.
I mean, ticks are on your head, mate.
Di ba?
I know, because of the sound, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. And then, napay imong, the way you flick it strategically para mo, dili mo kulob.
Napay ka na. Ayaw na yung card ba? Kay, ano na.
Ayaw. Pilo
naman kayo. Kanang bantayan mo. Ito yung mga moderators. Ayaw na yung card kay.
Yeah. And I was so fascinated with Ultraman before.
So much too.
Kay,
I followed that. Ultraman and there were two. Si Ultraman and Magma Man. There were those.
Oh yeah, Magma Man was there.
Man.
And I didn't realize nga kanang awkward man kay ang Tagalog nga dub sa mga
Oh,
Ultraman ug mga ako magmaman.
lumabas na ang halimaw.
Exactly. And
That was fun.
the part that I was so fascinated with kay ang katong niabot na bitaw sa point nga nanay Ultraman grandfather,
Ultramother.
Ultramother, nanay mga igso, nanay mga
Ultrafather.
ultra ito na ko marag amazing. The ni sila. Wow.
Family.
Oh, then you're trying to associate kung kinsa nga family member with katong mga different costumes na uban nga tag-as silang inana,
Sungay.
sungay.
They had this pearl bulb.
Pearl.
And I remember that. Yeah.
Another one, POG.
Oh yeah. Good memories with Pog.
Yeah, POG. So, POG. Another interesting fact is, POG was a brand of drink.
Huh?
Yeah.
It was a brand of drink.
So the POG that we knew,
yeah.
ang technical term day is milk caps.
Milk caps.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was technically milk caps, but it was associated with a drink named POG.
There you go.
And you know what POG stands for?
No, I don't.
Passion Orange Guava. We never knew what POG was until now. Nag-research ko ali. It was interesting. So if you think about it, and going back to Squid Games,
That's fun.
ang POG ang atong katong imong ibunal para mabali.
Yeah.
That was POG.
That was Pog. Yeah. But the Squid Games, that
sa
was
Squid
the
Game, that
katong
was
you
katong
would-
murag.
kung makadaog ka cash, kung mapildi ka sagpaon ta ka.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's POG. And POG was quite popular kay there were some international competitions they so
Yeah.
and they had different kinds like the tradition ang katong POG na atong naandan was the paper carton
Mhm.
material na
Yeah.
puday uban nga metallic.
I was
they
more
call it.
interested sa pag, we had slammers kay again,
Yeah, that's the technical term by the way. Slammers.
nakoy silingan nga taga Coke, pangalan kay Elspeth Gilrago. And man, they had a
yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
like
I bet there were the quality ones put.
super
Yeah.
quality ones. Like I would say the rare nice ones na pina metallic bitaw na pina kinlaw nga pogs. So you would not trade those, you would play those.
Yeah.
And si Lilong before young brother, si Balilong, we were playing and then mag kan lagi pasikate og slammer.
Yeah.
So I had this black slammer that was quite heavy and then really liked it. And in fact, di ko kalimutan na because I had a time when I was in grade school na I gifted I was gifted. I don't really recall. Maybe she'd tell me about this, but nag-split me og slammer. And I
How
kept
do
it.
you split
Like you
this?
split the plastic slammer. I mean,
As in,
probably
gito
had-
nga gininyo?
yeah, probably had
Okay.
access to like a professional cutter, like a kind of meat cutter na, it was really clean. It was quite precise.
But why though? Wala lang friendship item something.
Friendship and hopefully like more because it was gonna, she was moving out to another school and I was
Okay.
staying. So, but it was good. That's very close to my heart. Kanang Pog. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah,
that
same.
was a good memory.
Kote.
Naishook yung Pog eh. Ang kanang kote, yeah. Yeah.
Kote was I would
Unsa ka mo dula og kote, underhand or pina
over.
over ana.
Over. Yeah. Gym parts was so ang akong kote sa una kay kanabitang dali ni mo isingit.
Describe your kote. Yeah, that's your okay. That's
Dali ni
your
mo isingit.
okay.
It's the traditional one. Dali ni mo
Lansang under
Lansang.
ka or ulo? Lansang?
Ulo. So it's really I would say the casual or the regular one kay dito ka sa ulo, handos nimo bira, and that's it. And then gym parts came in with a very very interesting touch.
Unsa yan touch? Ignon ta ka.
Okay. So the string sa ako dere sa 4 fingers, string for him is here. And bali iya.
Pila that's yung dad karon?
He's I think
60s?
60s, yes.
What year was he born?
I would say 52 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Sakto ba?
52s?
Sakto ba akong math?
Probably 55s. That year, 50s?
Yeah, 50s.
50s?
Yeah.
Parehas lagi ginawiran sa AirPods.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
Right?
it's a generation
It's
thing.
a generation
Yeah,
thing, di ba?
That's how they did it.
Dito ko na-amaze ka katong diri ang PC.
Same result.
Yeah, same result.
And faster.
Faster,
And mas accurate.
And sa una kung maglabay ko kuti, dali ra ng siguro mga 10 seconds magbubble na.
True.
Ang iya dugay kay.
I would tell you. Yeah. It was more of the number of ikot. The more nga mag-ikot ka plus ang kapwitik ba?
Ang witik lagi. I think it makes sense because since nada ni ang witik niya is mas kusog.
Asa agadulag kuti before? So sa eskwelahan na to or katong dito sa likod?
No. Sa balay na, sa balay.
Sa balay na.
So we had the dili pa to tiles among kuan among lawn before.
Yeah.
And dito may
Can remember ka before kung asa si Borge mamaligya? Di ba na ay Dunkin? Di ba na siya sikil sa Dunkin?
Yeah.
Di ba naman ay compound di sa likod? Di ba may kuti sa una?
Wow.
Nadia ang kuti, ang clay.
Yeah, the clay.
Ang clay, ang kuti, ang kanang rubber band.
Yeah. Dampa.
Champion. Text,
yeah.
Di atanan. Yeah.
Namaday.
Ang tagya sa katong baligyanan na ng Ainchik. Remember ka to?
Yeah.
So, those were like the, if we could go back to that, before si Nung Tilio would, God bless him.
Shout out
to Nung Tilio. He would like, muna yung mubadlong na mo kung kami nila yung mabilin nga sa sulod sa grade school kay kung mapami ko asa ang papa. So, like, kansa mo mukhaon? Namuhay pa nang muli. So, one time nahatod niya na sa babayo kay, I think it was like, I think my dad forgot to kasama.
Nabito na yung mga panahon nga malimtan ta.
Yeah, I think once and it never happened again. But
yeah, those were fun times.
God, fun times. Nung Tilio.
Clay. I remember, di ko
swallow the clay.
Yeah.
Pinatiyana, bena.
Di ko kadumdum lang kung either si Jai or si Manto to.
Carlo Manto?
Or si Kirby. Narana nilang tulo. Basta kay ni sulod ko, confident kay ko adto kay nakadaog ko clay sa dula mi sa akong silingan dako na kong clay.
I bet ang color sim clay kay itom na. Kaya dako naman siya.
Dako na.
Amalgamation of different colors.
Dako na kaya siya. So, confident ko ni tunga ko kuan eskwelahan sayo pagid kay magdula lagi clay.
Party diba de oras.
Mangita ba kag haligi ana din imong dito mo magdula og labay.
A clean wall.
Clean wall kay pag nakay maigo imo ning paksian na yun mo na imo di ba?
Imuhana.
So confident kay ko so akong kuan pa. Wa pa gid ako pikasa ako tibok gid ako gilabay.
Confidence is key. All in.
Big mistake.
Okay.
Sulod dahil I think it was Kirby si Kirby. I think
mention Kirby.
I think dili day kay si Kirby kay murag hapon nun si Kirby. So either si Manto to or si Jai or someone else. Una palang labay, bro.
Grade 6 na?
More grade 6. Grade 6 or grade 5 na rana. Unang labay pala, bro. Tuga lagi, bro.
Oh my God.
Tuga lagi. Kay lakon gikot.
Oh man.
What a stupid maru.
That was a wrong.
Paksi na pag kumanan yundang na ko kay
dito, remember sa grade school katong kung asa na magdula og magdula og kanang clay was dito gyapon na kung asa mag pantentero.
Yeah.
Kaya mo to ang naik katong first coating lang. First coating lang na semento, di ba? Nakanang upilit.
Kadumdum ka to kung katupod nga area katong kung asag baligi ang katong mga soft drinks. Panta. Ang tapa din na kay pizza.
Pinabaka sakali din mga wala nakuha. Hop, na isa. Panta, bro.
Sarsi.
Panta, Sarsi.
Panta
tag-tres.
Unsa gitong pizza gay na to?
Yummy's
pizza.
Yummy.
$3.50 a slice.
Of course.
7 double.
Pantawid gutom before fourth quarter exam. Unbelievable, bro. And then of course ang mga mango shake.
The mango shake. Yeah.
Pagkain ng bata sa una, mango shake.
What's so weird is every now and then kung magdamgo ko Corpus Christi, I would always dream of kanang area.
Man, yung Bartong Balibo. When they built that spot, remember they built that area, I would always think about going up those stairs. Remember the stairs going to science room,
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
kana nga section. Ako mga dreams would be there.
Yeah.
And it would always be na kanang, you guys were probably you weren't there, but like padung daw tag human og klase
Same.
and whatnot.
Same.
It was never in the front.
Manang vivid
Weird.
kay sa akong memory kanang katong pamaligya og soft drinks, katong Yummies Pizza, kanang
Because,
area
yeah.
gid.
Well, our classroom before, we shared man. Kung kamo ang buntagon, kami ang haponon, so you would like leave your stuff behind.
Di ba naman po'y katong area na po po'y kanang murag ring, basketball ring dito nga usa lang.
Nga kahoy. Yeah.
Kahoy, di ba?
Nga green ang color na kanang like wala to siya. Isa ra gid siya.
Isa ra gid siya.
Yeah. Na they CR sa boys and girls, di ba nga?
Yes, exactly.
Tong CR na to nga angso ka.
Oh. Hoy.
I'm pretty sure right now, taas na ang quality sa pag clean sa mga CR. So, but back in the day, kato siya nga CR was like makita ag mga pugsit was here, ng mga vandal.
Pugsit was here. What a classic.
By pugsit was here.
Yep.
And of course, our old vandals na vanities.
All right. So those were more of the analog sort of toys that we had. Obviously, marbles.
Obviously more
I think that's pretty standard. I want to go to the electronics one. So what the electronics that we had were Tetris. You remember that?
Brick game. Brick game.
Yeah, the brick game.
1,996 plus
games
in one.
Hindi magbalik-balik naman di.
Levels naman ng lahi.
Levels naman ng lahi. According to research, prolonged Tetris activity can also lead to more efficient brain activity. Interesting.
Wasn't playing that much Tetris.
Dito na daw ang humata actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the cost for the 4 eyes?
Yeah, that was the start of the 4 eyes kay one time, I think it was before na graduation ta grade 6 dito nagsugod-sugod na din kog lipong-lipong na din kay palabian og Tetris.
But before Tetris, before brick game and Tetris, we had Game and Watch. We had those handheld Game and Watch nga
and the Game Boys were like
labay saging na game katong
yeah. The Game Boys were the shit.
That was like top level.
Yeah,
if you had those, like if you were the back in the day, those were with like the Kirby Bernadas and Carl. They had these like
no, not Carl Videodas.
Carl Lizar. Carl Videodas probably had one too.
Yeah. Also remember computer class nga magdulat ta katong kanang lagi labay-labay og katong the Donkey Kong.
I love the games before nato because I remember we had to compute velocity and do the like speed and katong game and then you would throw
exactly, diba?
The banana and
banana ba to or boomerang?
I think it was a boomerang.
Boomerang, diba?
Or was a banana. But that was like the computer.
And man, the floppy disk that we used
to... We didn't even have the proper gahe na floppy. We had a really floppy.
We had the fluffy.
We had the super floppy.
Yeah.
Nipis nga disk.
Yeah. That was fun
times. Times have changed.
Were you also into the whole Nintendo...
Yeah.
What's your favorite kadula?
Mortal Kombat. We used to play...
Dude, Mortal Kombat was not on Nintendo.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah. It was in... Yeah. It was in... Super NES.
Super NES?
It wasn't Super NES. And whatever NES, Super NES, I don't know the difference. Kay we were so into that katong time nga we were playing back in the day ilahan ni Neil Borja. Ilahan ni Borja's Dental Clinic. Kuyog nila ni Vernon Flores. So we were like
Shout out
Vernon Flores.
All right.
That was the game.
So I did a little bit of research and the list of best-selling Nintendo games in the 90s. So it was number 1 was Super Mario.
For sure.
And Duck Hunt. Classic.
Katong pusil-pusil man, di ba?
Yes, exactly.
God.
So Super Mario Brothers took 1, 2, 3, 4 spots of the top 10 list, which was interesting. Number 6 is Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually,
Silig.
Zelda took 2 places as well. Excite Bike. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
remember?
I played Excite Bike.
Yeah, Excite
Yeah.
Bike. And then you have the basic Kung Fu, baseball, Punch Out.
Punch Out. Yeah.
Damn. Punch Out was nice. Wrestling, tennis.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. And then the list goes on.
Diya na fulfill to mga kanapit yung mga combo. I mean, it was an introduction to especially kanang wrestling.
Yeah.
So much fun.
But Contras and the Double Dragons.
Not much of a NES player. It was more of I'm pretty sure you can relate to this. It was more of the family computer. We had our Contra.
Yeah.
We had katong Japanese bitaw na game na you would save the princess. Nga mo kat og punuan. Mag-ambak-ambak.
That's Mario.
That's not Mario.
It is Mario.
Samurai siya na it's like the samurai guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like Contra.
I used to remember ang gwapo mga collection of games silang Jeffrey.
Definitely.
Or Ivor. Sa to guban. A couple of guys there. Magsiko panghulam sa ila.
Yeah.
And the cards or the games were expensive. I think it was, if I remember it correctly, mga 100 pesos man siguro to. It was really expensive.
Mabot ang sa tog libo, di ba? Plus, napot ang mga ilan na sa 1,999 games in one.
Magbalik-balik.
Super Mario 36 sa magyapon siya.
Arcades. Were you into arcades before?
Played probably once. Tekken lang.
Okay.
Tekken lang. And never caught on.
Yeah, I was addicted, and same with every video game nga banga kay ko. But I really had fun with Street Fighter. Street Fighter was the shit before.
Yeah.
Especially
Kitsa ka character.
I like Guile's playstyle, pero lisod kayo kay maghihap kag 3 seconds ay anime release. Ken was fun to play. Kaya labi na kung maya na ka ma-execute. Chun-Li as well was pinakalisod was Vega.
Si Pamugasay.
Yeah, Vega. Ang interesting ato ni Vega kay katong kung kabalo ka unsal pagkat-kat and then you would fly and then you would attack.
Wait, this is the Vega with the. No, this is not Vega.
So Vega was the Spaniard looking with the mask with the claws.
That's not. What was Bison?
Bison was the Russian looking guy with the cap.
He was the Pamugasay. Vega was the high-flying Spaniard
yes.
na mask. Was a good-looking guy.
So Soviet Union uniform nga pula nga.
This guy.
Yeah.
So silang Dulcet and stuff. So.
And I enjoyed a lot of fighting games. Natoy Virtua Fighter, I think. And then a few more. Actually, let's name a few. I also did some. I enjoyed researching all these games. So there was Street Fighter 2. Mortal Kombat was also huge in the arcade games.
Yeah.
X-Men.
It's got stuff.
NBA Jam.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yes.
He's on fire.
Love that game.
That was 2K before 2K.
Yeah, exactly. Time Crisis. Katong Pusil.
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Yeah. Metal Slug, the Contra brother of Contra.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur, katong swords. Virtual Cop, Pusil.
Virtual Cop, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for Contra, we had like we had a cheat. Like that was like for me that was the shit. Kay, you had up, down, left, right. Yeah.
Select start.
Yes. Kay 2-player man so mo select start ka. So 30 lives, man. Like, you can't.
I remember I told you this before, but I remember si Jong Neri. Shout out Jong. So he would bisita siya sa balay. I'm Jong, if you're watching this, do let me know kung unsa man madumduman ani sa una. But for quite some time, bisita si Jong sa balay on a Sunday because he knew nga every Sunday gakilaw mi isda.
Ooh.
And kung kabalo
is life.
Kung si Jim Parts sa mama when they knew na Jong would come around, he layan siya og kanang bowl of kinilaw. in Sunrise, and he would come over the house, and before me magdula mo kaon sa siya. Then I me magdula og computer
Garay
games.
so kilaw.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was fun times
Killer
and
combo.
simpler. I also dug up some stationary items back in the 90s.
All right. Tell me about them. Break
So-
it down for me.
All right.
Sige.
Do you remember the multi-purpose pencil box?
Yes.
That was the shit.
The more mechanicals.
Yeah, the
na
more mechanicals din na kay mga ipagtuplok na manggawas ang
secret
eraser,
compartments.
manggawas ang mga sharpeners and all that shit. That was the shit before.
Your pencil case that would look like a Swiss Army knife na
Yes,
yan.
exactly.
More siya mo transformer.
More siya mo
That's number
transform.
1. What's your number 2?
Okay, number 2 is the ink eraser.
Ink eraser.
Yeah, the katong eraser nga maka-erase og
Makarisog ballpen.
ballpen.
Fake news.
Yeah.
It
Never
never, did.
worked.
Never did.
Magisi na lang yung notebook. Magisi na lang yung
Zero
papel.
na yung exam. Kinag-isay na. Next.
The fancy sharpeners. The
Yeah.
ones with the tube.
Yeah.
Dito masalo imong kuan.
Imong mga ana.
Residue.
Yes. Imong mga, what do you call them? Shavings.
Shavings,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Pencil tops, the troll ones nga na yung
God.
mga kuan. Classic.
Trolls was back in the day.
Yeah. Papa point pencils, meaning katong imong puli-pulihan.
That's what you call the perpetual motion pencil.
Yeah.
Dili mahutdan.
Dili mautdan kay imong puli-pulihan. I really love these over mechanical pencil.
Did you find this odd na they were like fidget wheels back in the day? Because you would, if you were like an anxious kid, I was probably an anxious kid, probably didn't know it. I would do that all the time. Like, balik.
Oh, yes.
Like unconsciously.
Yeah.
We had those. We loved
Yeah,
those
yeah.
because they would like unlimited.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
So probably
those.
like a fidget wheel for us back
Mechanical pencils, correction fluid pens,
in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Katong puti.
Yeah.
Kanang-
glitter
White all.
pens.
Yeah. Glitter pens. That was all the
Dagan
rage.
ko kakakita ani sa inyong section eh.
Yes. Definitely sa grade school, ang mga instigators, ana, I definitely had the Apais, you had
Yeah.
Eloy Sedanio, you had
Yeah.
Fiji, Chinky Baka, Lori Ledesma. They
Yeah.
had those, man.
Multicolored pens.
We
Itong
had those
bagga
too.
kayo
Mhm.
nga you had
You had like
different colors.
one like bulky.
I didn't
What was more your least used na color?
probably everything except black and blue. I really
Wala.
didn't get having multicolored like orange, yellows
Look,
and
We were
the purple like, for what?
I'm just, I'm probably flexing here, but probably it was so rare to use red during that time at nga pen because when you were checking your seatmates test papers, everything was like correct.
Yeah.
So no one was wrong. So you never used reds.
Oh, quick fire question for you.
Agad.
No,
Go for
just one for now.
Okay.
Magic pens versus Crayola.
Crayola, man.
Crayola all the way on.
Crayola. Because I
Yeah.
used to get that from my tita from
Yeah.
the States, and he would give you this like big set. Remember those
Mga
big sets?
64s.
Oh my god, the 64s. Ganay.
I only got the 32s.
Green,
I
yellow,
couldn't afford the 64s.
green, yellow, orange,
Yeah.
black.
Promiscuous kayo. Promiscuous kayo mga colors.
Blackest black.
Midnight black. Oh yeah.
Dude, 64 yeah.
Dude, slam books.
Man,
Who is your crush?
too many to mention.
Pa? What is your
M-
favorite something?
MTM. Reading,
Then na yung mga
calling my friend.
so
Alibaba.
I'm reading this example here. So you have favorite movie, favorite actor. Kanigid, what's your motto in life?
I had one.
Kanagid go question ba?
Yeah. What was
The
my
slam books. God damn it.
I had a really weird.
Did you have one of those?
Yeah, of course. I had a motto also, which I always wrote. Tanan siguro slam book na gisulatan ako sa grade school. I only had one really weird motto. It was no ID, no entry. Tree. Awful. It wasn't even funny.
Jesus Christ.
Motto in life: no ID, no entry. Just really silly.
To everyone who's listening on this show, if you still have your slam books, do comment, do
Take a
share,
picture.
take a picture, share, please. We'd love to see what's written on them. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but kabalo ko na pa kay slam book niyo. So
I would say sa among batch, the best chronicler who really probably had those, Chinky Bakal.
Yeah, I would say so.
I would invite her in, hopefully one of these days, to see if she still has those.
Yeah. What else? I think that's about it. Sa mga stationary parts.
You forgot the kero. I know that's a lot. But
what were those? What were those again?
Frog. The frog stationary.
Yeah, I know it was it was stationary.
It's still stationary.
Kero. Yeah.
And they all smell the same.
They all smell the same.
Yeah. And remember that ballpen purple bitaw na iyang na scented sad siya? You would know it's scented kina siya sparkle, na siya glitter sa sulod.
So tell me again why we needed scented stationaries.
The world could have lived without it. We didn't really need it. It was a commodity back in the day.
You know what I remembered? I think that was a thing because people would write other people letters. And it would just be nice to have scented ones. Maybe. I don't know.
We would just basically just write that in a 1/4 sheet of paper. But yeah, kidding aside, I would have used probably those if I did not have the budget for a card, I would buy the envelope and then just use.
Ooh, card, dude. What was the brand? What was the go-to brand ganina to
Hallmark. We had Hallmark.
No,
right?
there was something else.
Heartstrings.
Ziggy.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah. Ziggy, the one with the big head na circle.
Hold on.
Try Ziggy. Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah. Kadumdum ko ani kay diri ko mangita sa National Bookstore.
Bro style.
Yeah, vintage Ziggy card. It is the Ziggy.
Is it the Ziggy? This is the one with the hand, like caricature head guy. Dude.
Right.
It's so
classic.
Old man.
I would spend hours and hours. Labi na kung kabalo ko birthday sa akong crush or unsa ba diya or Valentine's ba
Like
diya.
for example, if it was, let's say, April 16 or Feb 14 or like May
Christmas.
17, December 24, December 25.
Yep.
Cards. Those are like the dates nga, if you gave your mom a card, awesome, but most of that budget usually would go to classmate na or schoolmate nga you would give a card. Plus dili lang card. Tagaan sa mo bulak nga naay pakapin nga baby's breath.
I had my go-to sort of crush nga regalo.
What was it?
Number 1, card.
Yep.
Number 2, mixtape, bro.
Gabi sa
Raw.
Mixtape.
Wala,
I was so lame.
Dude.
Lame kaya ako mga gifts on. Sure.
Mixtapes, I mean, that's, I think it's also murag, how do you call it? A premonition to what I love to do.
Yeah.
I would spend hours.
Yeah,
I would spend hours, and for to all the kids out there, this is how you make a mixtape. So, number 1, you would buy a blank tape. So blank tapes could either be 90 minutes or 120 minutes, depending on sa imong budget. Then you buy those blank tapes.
Yep.
And then
there were 2 kinds. There's a blank tape that you could record only once.
Yes, exactly. And then you can record more than once. Yeah, over it. And then you would make a list of the songs. Either you spend hours waiting for that song on the radio and then record
it.
I did that. Or you find different albums and cassette tapes in your home with some really good songs, especially the ballad ones.
Yeah.
And then you would choose and then play it on one player kung namoy sound system. Most of us did back in the day, some more expensive than the others. So you would play it on player one, and then on player two usually has the record, and then imo siyang isabay, and then you make sure, and you have to stay up for the whole song because you have to stop both players pag humana ang kanta.
But
And
dude,
then,
that was so
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 imagine
good.
120, and then that's about pila ka kanta on one side, about 10.
About let's say 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And there was a side A, side B.
Side
so,
A, side B. So I've filled those up.
dude,
I'd love those. I love doing those.
that's premonition. That
Yeah,
was
I
like
think
that was foreshadowing of like,
Yes,
things to
exactly.
come for sure.
So that was my go-to. Okay. Even though if I didn't get the sort of the reaction from the girl, I would just be happy with the experience of creating those. So yeah, lingaw to para sa ako.
I probably did a version of that per college nako. So what I did was I when I dated someone back in the day, and to gift her on our anniversary, nag mixtape ko, but I sang all the songs.
Yeah, that's even better. That's even better.
So
Where were the hangouts for you guys?
the hangouts kung wala sa school, it was definitely the number one spot back in the day was Ketkai.
Yeah,
Ketkai.
Ketkai memories.
Man, Ketkai.
What were the different things that we did in Ketkai before?
Well, we didn't have mobile phones then that were just getting everyone connected. So most of the time you waited. You waited for people. You said 2 p.m.
Tell the kids how we met back in the day. What was the process? Wala man tay cellphone sa una.
Let me break it down for you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So you tell your friends through either nag-meet mo before that na,
Yeah.
hey man, ugma Sabado, kita ta.
Exactly.
So it would be like kita ta scoops and cones alas
Mm.
dos.
As those. Yeah.
That's the shit. That's the memo.
Yeah.
If you didn't get the memo,
Yeah.
di ka makadug scoops and cones at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Or if someone missed the memo, you'd call them.
Yeah.
Tawagan mo sa balay.
Yeah.
Hi tita, na si George. Si Mickey di ay. Okay. George, scoops and cones alas dos.
Yeah. Remember
You
sa
cannot miss.
Ketkai natoy murag phone station dito. nga
Customer
pwede kang-
service.
Yeah, customer service ka. Pwede kang manawag dito,
Yep.
di ba? Okay, let's say late or
Your friend didn't show up at 2
Yeah,
p.m. You would
yeah.
whack their head, obviously. Or mag-page
Kapoy,
ka.
Lisod kayo, no? Kung wala ka kabala, for example, na nagka-emergency yung amigo or amiga na mo dito, and you'll be waiting for hours.
What
and
was your
hours.
threshold in waiting? Mine was an hour.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, I'd find joy in roaming around Limketkai.
Dude.
Um,
That was
just for the sake.
when
kung wala
you
kay-
knew they were the discussing ng Lakaw.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
roaming. Okay. Next phase to the Lingaw was the roam around.
Yeah, the roam around. Exactly.
Yeah.
Movies were a big thing as well.
Yeah.
Back in the day, especially kung nay gwapo nga sine. I would have fun in those kay labi na kung magtipok-tipok, dagan bitaw ta magtipok na magabot. And then for those, and this is including my wife's as well, katong mga sayo kay manguli.
Including akong asawa nga taga Taguluan sad. I'm pretty sure most of to ang I mean kung may requirement for school na
Yeah.
magtanog sine.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure ang rendezvous point ato was by Kita Ta Corner Cafe.
Corner Cafe. Yes.
That was it.
That was the
Gawas
shit.
Sinehan. By Gawas Cinema 1 alauna. I mean, you cannot miss that. I mean, dude, just
A couple of things as well. Remember the shop where in Ketkai where they sell sige tawagan ng magazine bitaw kung asa mga chords, mga kanta sa una natong kakuanan.
kanang jingle song hits.
Song hits, there you go.
Song hits.
Song hits. Kadumdum ka na katong nasa likod na tindahan kabligyag songits.
Wasn't that Alimar's?
Was it Alimar's?
I think because they had books. And they had...
I think, no. The bookstores sold the katong mga quality ng mga songits. And
So there's another one?
Yeah,
ba?
ito'y uban nga kadang murag halos
Tabs na nga stage or kato pa ning Eraserheads nga kanang
ano,
sulat na
so
D minor,
this is
A
the thing.
minor.
The quality ones had the tabs on them. And
Nga
mas
sinawon
baga
pa,
sila,
mas baga.
sinawon, exactly. Ang katong mga songits nga nasa likod, katong murag na ikuan, katong murag na photocopy na bitaw.
Mimyo.
Murag mimyo na bitaw. But they were still good kay ato kailangan na to chords raman.
Exactly. 10 pesos to siya.
10, 20 pesos.
Kung wala ka kabalo sa chord sa banal na aso.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and then
or sa chinelas.
Mamili pa kag songits kay kung ang songits kay karaan na or katong wala imong mga kanta kay murag disappointed kayo. Discard. Line aside. And sometimes you would buy songhits nga kanang pinutos pero namaday sa cover nasa cover nga Eraserheads sa mga kanta pagtanan nimo oy jackpot kanina na ang poor man's grave kani jackpot. Yeah.
Dude, you know what? Back in the day we didn't have like camera phones. I mean, that would have been and no one's like as blessed with people with really good memory, so
true.
You had to buy them.
Yeah, true.
You had to buy them. It's a lot of like stuff we did back in the day. So...
Talk about shout out sa Sidian. Paging. Wanted.
Sa halagang 5 pesos.
Wanted Mike Rodriguez.
blank, wanted outside.
Outside.
Kas ako natawag, ana. Niya, of course, kabalo man jud ka once mabutang imong pangalan niya.
Kancho, okay.
Obviously, a very big-ass name.
Oy, Mike Rodriguez.
Oy, Mickey
Mickey
Rodriguez. Niya, obviously, ka na mga film showing, you don't expect the corpus lang na siya. Some of the other kids had other friends from other schools. So I'm like, bay, anong pangalan? So obviously, ka mo tindog.
Yeah.
You give it 5. Like, you give it 5 minutes.
For some reason, ako madumduman lagi na nakita na ako kay na kamo ba to na nawag kang
Dr. Joseph Garcia.
Siya ako madumduman nga.
4 times. 20 pesos well spent, my friend.
Grabe ka salto na.
So horrible friends.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had probably
and kadumdum ka
money.
na confectionery ubos sa mga cinemas yung pet kag mga snack dito.
Popcorn, hupya ni mo. Shubo. Hopia was the combo. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopia was like
og soft drinks.
Hopia was 8. Soft drinks was 6.
Yeah.
So you had 8,
if you had money to splurge, obviously the McDonald's was there. Yeah.
I mean the McDonald's was the after cine, bro.
Yeah.
Because you had to you had the community French fries. Remember that?
Yeah.
We had disregard for any like hygiene and
mag-share og usa ka large nga
tray, bro. Dito ang for example.
Dili mag-share og usa ka large ka Coke bitaw.
Pasa-pasa. Oh my God. Ipasa-pasa large Coke. Ang fries sad ka ilatag sa.
Ilatag.
God damn.
Yeah, fun times.
Yeah.
I think part of it that we had so much fun apart from the socializing because it was really a social activity. There was no electronics involved or none of those mga cell phones nga mga none of those. It was pure conversation.
Yeah.
It was socializing and
pamantay.
Yes, pamantay, panglibak. Wala dito.
Can we just say pamantay? Panlibak, let's pair that to the siguro mga girls because they were like that was their thing. We were more of a pamantay kind of thing.
Well, yeah, that's true. And also what I remember is what happens during the weekends are the fuel of your the fuel of your conversations during the weekdays.
Yeah. That was your that led to like what did you like pagbalik og klase na
yeah,
like may asa ka tong Saturday kita ka sa Joanji sa Lidem kita na also. That led to like ang icebreaker nimo.
And also mo sa akong nadumduman and something that I'm really amazed at is the fact that we see each other every day, especially sa high school.
God damn.
We see each other every day pero di ta mo undang ustorya pagabot pa lang sa classroom. Walag kahumanan nga storya.
Walag kahumanan.
And I wonder what were the things that we talked about before. Di ba? Okay, pero di gid maundang ba? And this is I just realized this now.
True.
That it was everyday taga-uban dagan pa kitang mastoryahan pa.
It was more of a Like before the Nokias were introduced, kay moment na nag-start nag-alienate, kay magduwa nag-snake sa mga tao and all that.
Yeah.
But before that, you're absolutely right. People would just talk about anything. Di ba
Sure.
ito chismis? It was like just
No, yeah.
like random stuff. I don't know what we were talking about. I
I
don't
don't
really
know
recall kung unsa jud, but it was
I remember
probably
I
silly,
remember the
stupid stuff.
girls in high school were talking about TV shows, Dawson's Creek, the
Tabing
Tabing
Ilogs.
Ilogs, and the whole shit. They were also bringing in some magazines, teen magazines way
Bop.
back when.
Bop
Yeah,
magazine,
Bop
yeah.
magazines. Um,
Teen Beat.
I used to remember mga conversations, at least in my circle, are usually mga video games, mga to, mga bago. And then later towards high school, that's when we, talked about music and bands and the whole thing.
We were, I think the type of the conversations we had with our peers back then was either like we weren't really scared about like the class per se, or like unsang lecture and all that. It
Yeah.
was just having fun. I'm like just talking about and say what should we do in the weekend, or
Yeah.
asa tanga balay mulaag sa weekend.
Yeah,
Ato tayo
yeah.
ni Makoy, ato tayo
Yeah.
ni Murky.
Exactly.
It was more of that. It was just
And
planning for the weekend. The other 5 days
that
was
is true. That is so true.
The other 5 days was like compliance.
What about I want to get your perspective on
so
the
silly.
of the spots in high school.
Spots.
So one example is ganahan ko magtambay uban sa circle of friends sa Lakiranan. I'd always loved that. And the reason I love that spot is makita na ko tanan tao moabot. And usually magsayo ko. Usually akong kasabay ra si Karen.
Yep.
I think Apay at some point. Jeffrey also.
Jeffrey.
But ako madumduman gid si Karen. Kung sayo man as Karen, dito magabot magstorya.
Mhm.
And then that ledge in the
Register's office.
office. Kanapod.
There was another ledge in between Anakay, but that's the big gate but only could. So the other adjacent na katong corner was the home economics.
Yeah.
Na
Yeah.
kay
Munang katong tabok lang, di ba?
kay Mamila Medalya Tabok. Yeah.
Di ba
the
kaya
other-
ang tungaan na mo manang
the driveway.
Yeah.
The driveway. And
Yeah.
then the office ni Nestor Sereno.
Yeah.
B. So I know asa Hagatambay said before, if that spot was occupied kay for example na mag like underclassmen at the back in the day, so probably second year, third year ta, you would probably just go to the locker area. Dit uncomfortable bito kay nga gipang welding lang ng
Yeah.
maningkuranan.
Yeah.
I would find you there.
Yeah. Where were yours?
Man, I was most of the time I found myself either sa table tennis,
Yes.
underground,
Yes.
table tennis,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I remember.
damp and warm and
Yeah.
Subterranean table tennis court, or
Ka remember ka din pagsulod nimo sa high school pod napoy ka na murag sitting area.
that's where you find us most of the time. Nadia sila
I think
ni
yes.
Sam,
yes.
sina Samantha,
Mhm.
Dungog, shout out.
Shout out Sam.
Sa May, sina Diana
Yeah,
Marale.
that's where the spot is. Yeah.
Because doon man sa office ni Teacher
Teacher
Nene.
Nene. Mm.
So absolutely. And di asan mi kuwaon before kay remember the clock, because that was
Yeah.
like you were screwed kay late.
Yeah.
Remember katong guard nga
Stick to kayo.
stick to LGBT gapon nga. ID. Marita, that was like her thing. So we had like that was like multiple spots, and I remember also hanging out a lot with you some classroom. I mean, we were like
Yeah.
just
The moments I will not forget as well is kanang mag-cleaners ta.
Hoy, kani.
Ang mga di manglimpyo. So I knew you have
Style.
quite a lot of memories. So tell me a few things na dumduman mo during Cleaners Day or Cleaners Week.
So
So we talked about katong mga nagsumbagay. Mga kapag
Nag-UFC.
Nag-UFC before.
We saw
Napoy.
we saw a handful of them.
Yeah.
Witnessed from afar, and even we tried to be a like mo try po like aparta, but
For
it's
some
fun.
reason, now that I think of it, for some reason, kung kanang mga tinglimpyo na to ng adlaw, daghan kay tabo anang adlaw.
Tiglimpyo ganing adlaw, okay, that's the unique time of the day or in the week na unsupervised na bitata because the teachers are tired and they're like gone home.
Yeah.
And like, screw that, I'm going home. So like,
I think that was it, right?
That was
because
it.
we murag wala magigabantay gid sa ato.
Unsupervised. So like,
yeah. And we would pretend to sweep the floors or scrub the floors
was
for,
like just
for a couple of minutes.
ano
Then
lang,
magstorya na dito. Ipagawas pa ang mga lingkuranan.
Moment siya. I mean, we were guys, so I think our part of the cleaning was just removing the chairs.
Yeah.
And then after that, wala na yan. That was it. And then the girls would just go at it. Limpyo din sila. And napay pina-excuse na atos ako submit sa katong mga papel. Kaya of course, ang mga homework.
Yeah.
The homework that like naka mga advanced homework sa R before, so you would submit it kay para pag abot og Monday wala na kay imong assignment, so any advanced assignment mo ana ni ka nga, but ako lang sir magdala, so dala din ka sa mga assignments dito sa pag I mean from the classroom padong faculty was like a good, I would say 2-3 minutes, but
More.
mabalik og 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's a far ass walk, by the way.
That was a healthy walk.
Labi na kung katong
New
pareha sa
wing
mong
ta? New wing ta, remember?
Labi na kato sa among classroom sa una nga duol na katong ngit-ngit na. Then
Kung asa dapit na corner dito nga, kung asa bitaw magsumbagay ang mga bata.
katong nanay hagdanan na bitaw din panaog.
Correct. Dito mo, right? Dapat dito sa kung asa ang literature ng mga classrooms.
Yeah.
Man. That setup was so, that was just so conducive for learning kay makabantay ka nagklase mo and then suddenly makadungog kag na nagaway sa gawas. So,
Nagadagagan. Nagasaba-saba. Tell me about your memories sa Foundation Day.
Oh man. Dude,
there's a lot, by the way.
Look forward to
I look forward
that was
to
the
those
highlight
as well.
apart from probably when third year and fourth year nga tong we were preparing for the prom.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun. I mean, prom was fun. It started with intrams and then Foundation Day.
Yeah.
A lot of activities. A lot of pahipi.
Yeah.
That was the time na kanang pwede ka bitaw mag dress down
So that's also
by
one,
civilian.
Yeah, by civilian. And I would also look forward to katong mga times nga ang kanang gabi nanta sa school because there were still activities back in the day.
Bingo nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's also
Katong
one.
mga fun and games. But remember the katong look forward. I mean, look forward, but we had the katong kissing booth.
Yes, and the marriage booth and the whole
kissing
ship,
booth. Sorry, marriage booth na piso.
Priso, yeah.
Oh god.
And also it was that day of the year or that week of the year where you get to mingle with the other batches. And
Nalahi nga year.
Year.
And then you sort of like break the ice. So katong style mo back in grade school na kanang, uy, lingaw ni nga game, no? Do you like will pay off siya? All that practice you had in grade school. Na-apply na siya sa high school for sure.
Definitely. And mga style na mga hulam-hulam og libro.
Oh God. Wala hulam-hulam. May tabla.
Hulam-hulam og libro.
Forget hulam-hulam og libro. Di ko kalimutan na, bro. I mean, if this was a confession, this is a long overdue one. So, I would guess there was time na technically nag-loan ko og book without the owner of the book knowing. So what I did was na may name ang book. So akong ibutang dito kay naman iyang name. So iyang name, ako nagibutang og pentel pen is my friend. Kaya sulatan man na sa kilid, di ba? Yung name.
Exactly. Yeah.
So butangan mo siya is my friend. And after that, murag I think it's too tacky. So akong gibutangan na lagi. Cover na lang ako siya with pentel pen. That book ended up kitabla pa siya by somebody else later on. So God bless that book. So moral lesson is don't leave your books sa ato ang broom box.
No. The broom box. Jesus, there is a lot of things that you can find in the broom box.
Treasure chest.
Yeah. assignments, libro, love
Kung
letters.
sa Army of Thieves pa na siya, that was a Wagner.
The
The
Wagner.
Wagner.
Kasagaraan sa itong mga lag sa una were within the house, mga balay sa
Puro
mga amigo.
housewarming. Balay sa classmate. Balay sa amigo.
I know for a fact that your group went to McCoy's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Golden Shower Drive.
My group would always either say ilang Jeffrey or samang balay, and the girls would go to ilang Badit or ilang Karen at nga time. Cookie's house was also quite a
later on mga fourth year,
diba?
Fourth year, yeah.
Were you there? I think fourth year high school. I remember this fourth year high school party ilang Cookie. That was a huge ass party.
That was an after party. I was there for probably a few minutes now.
That was a good party.
Yeah, that was a hell of a party though. Yeah,
that was fun.
That was after graduation, I think, or after prom, was it? But it was a good
something
good
like
ass
that.
party.
Yeah, it was. I'll never forget that. Kay kato siya nga time balay ni Cookie, and then we were like house hopping. So katong saka kagamay na ilang Karen, then napod ilang Munin.
Sa Bulwa ni siya, sure.
No, sa
Apovel? Was it
Apovel?
Apovel.
Yeah, sakto ba ko? Apovel ba?
Hold up. I think this was in...
Apovel ba?
No. This was in... what is the other place? No, it's not Apovel. Muning Pasaka.
Yeah, Pasaka lagi. Car, ingnan na lang, i-correct na lang maybe kung asat unsay sakto ang ngalan ka to in yung area. But I'll never forget the party. That was a fun party.
Yeah.
Pag umanad to, nagbalbalhin na din balay before we left.
Naka-party sa me before. I think batches at Tanamo siya, and there were a few other na slide sections at Ila Crisel Fernandez said na we had this huge ass party. Yeah. Always bito na mag-end ng party ka ng mag-ano ta, open forum.
Dude,
hey,
Jesus. Yo, hold up. I wanna get this clear. What was the purpose of the open forum, gani?
You know, I don't think there was any alcohol involved, or if there was, there was absolutely no alcohol. It was so wholesome back in the day.
Yeah,
this was probably just to bury the hatchet, some petty fights, petty inilugay o crushes, or probably because everyone had a crush on Jobo back in the day. So you know what? Open forum, come on, chop, let's do it. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what open forums are for.
That was it, yeah.
To settle old scores.
I remember dagan kog na witness ng open forum. Di lang ko ka-remember kung unsa ng mga topics about ato open forum, but yeah.
And always na sa kilid gano.
I also was fortunate enough to join one of the parties sa Pasawali before. That was also
I'm
fun.
sure awesome.
I think I only joined once. So shout out to
Dan
Dan Mandak,
Kai,
Arboli,
Kai,
and the rest of the gang. They had a really cool.
Sila nilang Dondi.
They had really cool parties back in the day, and I was naka-join ko somewhere in Gusa Mansirto or sa Kapisnon Drive, sakto ba?
Capistrano Drive, I think. Or no. Somewhere there, yeah. Basta Capistrano Complex.
Capistrano Complex there.
Ila Jobo, for sure.
Capistrano Complex, yes, exactly. Di na ako kanumdum. But shout out to you guys, Pasawali.
You know what it stood for? Pasawali.
Para sa wali lingaw? Yeah.
What I always remembered sa Pasawali before, I'm pretty sure this is gonna extend the time, but basta mag-birthday ang Pasawali, sa labaong kag itlog.
Really? That was the thing?
Yeah. Egg and flour.
Yeah.
So shout out to Dan. They were instigating a lot of fun stuff. Wasn't a part of it, but
I really like that
I
group.
enjoyed as a viewer at the time. That was like
I really like that group. That was a cool group.
Yeah, it was a very very cool and wholesome na group in Lingaur.
Yeah,
Pasawali.
You mentioned about alcohol. Tell me a few of your early drunken stories in high school, if there were any.
There were probably times that I got drunk, but probably didn't remember. So I think this involved ilang murky. I probably nag-inom og lambanog and stuff and
Yeah.
all that drinks. That was it.
Kadumdum ko
Ah.
nag-inom mi ilang not ilang murky. Nag-inom pa way before college days ni niadto mi ilang murky. But that was it. But I want to share a drunk story with you.
Yeah.
This was an epic one. So bago pa nagsugod, I think it was third year or fourth year high school. Di lang ko sure. Ako sa Bulwa. And I was drinking with the one and only Mr. Mark Hukoy.
Oh yes. Mark Hukoy.
So shout out Hukoy.
Oh man.
Hukoy, if you're listening to this, also reach out or post it in the comments kung kadumdum ka ni. So we were in Budwa. Wala ko kadumdum nga nung na-invite ko ani. Napod silang dudes.
Dagan it is Bulwa.
So
Imnanan?
I remember I think it was an under construction church or balay. Basta kay nami spot didto na
Okay.
overlooking. Then nihapit silang dudes o uwan kalimot ko kinsa ka
Nag-abot
uwan.
na rin tanan.
Pero gamay rami adto. Basta kay nag-inom mi adto. And towards later the afternoon hubog siguro mga nakaduha or tulo na mi ka grande ka Red Horse
Ooh, yes.
and okay na, good na.
Drunk punk na.
Drunk punk na. So I think it was 5 p.m. so needed to go home. And so gikan sa Bulwa and kadumdum ko sa unay from Bulwa dili ka pwede mo diretso uli sa Kaswagan because you have to go to different jeepney stops and
Na
whatnot.
stops pa.
Yeah.
Hassle.
So sakay ko Bulwa kay munaog ko og Agfa. Kay ang Agfa naman ay alihanan padulong Kaswagan.
Kana sa atbang. Kanang sa simbahan.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, sakay ko. And then, pag naog na ko sa Agfa, nagulan kusog,
Of course.
of course. And, when I reach out to my pockets, wala na ko'y kwarta.
Tora.
Kay ang 350 or 5 na last na ko nabayad, gibayad na ako sa jeep sa Bulwa.
I'm pretty sure. Pinaana na lang to siya.
Siya.
With them baggy jeans.
Ah.
With them baggy jeans.
Kanya
Why kwartang tights?
nakalapok-lapok pa
There
dahil
you
kapita.
go.
Yeah. So, I'll never forget that moment kay basa na kay ulan. And kulbaan ako kay unsaan ako guli.
Cool ba?
And
So what's the hijinks now? What happened?
and wala tay cellphone sa una di ta katawag.
Wala. Di uso.
So, ang akong gibuhat adto, akong gibaklay ang Marcos Bridge in the middle of the fucking rain, soaking wet. Para lang moabot dito sa corner dito sa kung asa na ang mga jeep kay para dili na kay mahal ang pliti.
Bro.
Sakay jeep
Okay.
nagkabit kay
Why pliti?
pliti
Kabit.
kabit hubog pa gamay tipsy di gyud hubog gyud
Upog dyan.
and
Drunk punk.
if you can imagine the amount of strength
Hubog ka. Tagak ka.
exactly. Di ba? O di ba mga
Sige.
jeep sa una,
Na may mga jeep nga.
mga jeep sa
Wala
una.
kay log hump.
Sutoy-sutoy og dagan.
Rubo kay mo drive.
Rubo kay
obviously.
mo drive. Unya kumunog ra ba? Bira kay mo break.
Abot sa kasatubang ba?
So mustered every single
Of
bit of
course.
strength para lang mukupot and for that and kato nga corner sa highway padulong sa Kapisnon
Of
or
course.
sa Villa Vicente was
Ah.
about 15 minutes.
Yes.
That's a long ass ride.
That's a long ass walk and long ass ride.
Yeah.
Padong dito sa katong wet adventure dapit sa
Yeah.
sa driving range. The driving range.
So,
yeah.
but silver lining,
Dude.
pag abot na ako sa crossing, huwasan ako. And ang baho sa pita or not baho sa pita, pero ang
Baho sa ulan.
Ang baho sa ulan, natabunan na ang baho sa beer. So, went home safely, all clear, ligo, kaon, all is good.
Yeah.
That was an epic story as well. I'll never forget that.
Can I
Shout out to Hukoy. I
Mark
think
Kokoy and pals.
Yeah.
I think if I remember this correctly, they could fact check me. This was your athletics team. This was your
baseball.
this was your baseball team with
Yeah.
Demi Chris and
Yeah.
the boys.
Yeah. So
Fun.
I think Demi Chris captain. Again, I was the weakest link adto kay again, not athletic, but always looking for kind of
But you were champs, right? You like
they were champs.
Oh, they were
I
champs?
withdrew.
you withdrew.
I withdrew kay nagkuan naman ko ato nag varsity na ko sa swimming. Yeah.
Yeah. You were winning in swimming also.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
were,
I was
you
winning.
Were,
Yeah,
you
that
were
was
winning.
dagan magog sports gay sila na to nag ping pong ko, nag baseball, basketball no chance kay mubo man.
Well,
Not
and I
athletic.
remember ang imong dude, your go-to move, imong go-to move sa basketball before, if this was not the jump shot, you had this signature layup.
Oy,
It's
pagka-layup,
this
oy.
layup na pina-flick na pina
Oh, pump layup.
bro.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pump layup was yours.
Yeah,
And you should trademark
kay
that.
mubo man and kailangan
You
mag-force.
have to protect the ball and
protect the
force.
ball and force. Yeah. Exactly.
So that was your thing.
Yeah.
I remember that. Maganda yung go-to move. And that was like I know pag if we would spot you in the corner, pasahan ka ni Jury or Mako before, pinana.
Jury Mako had the jump shot, Makoy had the jump shot, you had the jump shot.
Yeah.
Murky had the
3-pointer layup.
Westbrook. Yeah.
Russell Westbrook.
Abed Makapasir.
Oh, dude. Ajavon Morong, man.
Ajavon Morong. Those two, Jesus. Kato may
Moto
mga
siya.
maay mong dula.
Moto siya, bro.
Mato mga... Who would you compare them to today's game? Kyrie Irving would be Abed
Well,
Makapasir.
I would say si Abed. Abed was sort of a Kyrie, but
Yeah, Kyrie.
for me, the Kyrie Irving was dude. It was an underclassman sila Bombeo. This
Well, yeah. I mean,
man,
Sato
sa atong kabatch, obviously, yeah. Si Abed,
Yeah.
nakapasir. Silang Jai. I mean, those were like,
Well,
mga
Jai is
bao.
Jai.
Like
Yeah.
Jai is Jai.
Jai is Jai.
Like, dude, those are like,
Those are basketball.
and they
words.
were like one of my growth spurt boys. Kay, they were like,
Yeah.
they got so tall during that time. And I had a growth spurt too. I was probably 5'5" when I was in high school. So rebound and then
Yeah.
dude,
Fun times.
fun times. That was
Fun
like
times.
fun times.
Kadumdum ko atong mo sulutag. I think it was third year high school nga. Di pa ako kasabot sa unang anong kasabot tas maestra magdula. And I then realized later on nga baho naman day kitag sigaw tong
Malaod
masulod.
to.
Malaod to.
Malaod to.
Then
Funky.
kadumdum
You're so funky.
kadumdum ko sa una nga nagkuan kunuhay ko na I took my father's kay gakuan man siya si Jim Parts sa ga tennis bitaw sa na siya armband.
Of course.
So kita ko
Armband.
Anthony Hardaway nga ga armband, di ba? I didn't know. Tracy McGrady.
Anferny.
Anferny, di ba?
Because
yeah.
Tracy was already ano na ta.
Oh, no. Yes.
This is Anferny Hardaway.
Anferny Hardaway nga na
Pinadiri.
pinadiri. So, pinaana gyapon ko. Ikantsawan din ko ni Bangkirigo.
Banky Banks.
Baggy Banks. So,
Bro, you had this. I mean, if your playstyle was that, murag Anferny sa mong. I mean, you had, probably minus trying out the jump shot. Imong layup was more of like an Anferny, katong hide and show.
nah.
Like, dude. But that was your go-to move. I remember pagpasahan ka ni Brian, because Brian had this cool move also that like he had this like really pa-cute nga jump shot.
Jeffrey had a very
Dude,
powerful throw.
Three-pointer, bro.
So, si Jeffrey kubu itsa either mo banda o kusog pero or
Or
swak.
muswak.
Swak giking
Bro,
swak.
three-pointer si
Yeah.
Jeffrey. This
Yeah.
was your Ray Allen before Ray Allen, bro. And he had like a really cool he had like really cool shoes. He had the Scottie Pippens before, man. I forget that.
Kinsa pa yung line mo? Kinsa yung mga non-varsity nga may modula sa una?
Michael Baguasan. Akong kabatch, bro.
Yeah, Michael Baguas.
OG.
Hukoy was also
Hukoy was
slick. Was pretty
was
slick.
fundamentals, bro.
Funda, yeah.
Funda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Muna sila mga mga gems. Like these
Yeah.
were like
Mga-
Elikim Ravanera, Rufus Maneva.
Well, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, they were also good.
RNS. Mga kids from Xavier, obviously, that sort of they grew on the corpus culture, and then
Yeah.
dude,
I love those. I love watching mga non-varsity players ka mga maay modula.
me too.
Because you know that it's I mean, obviously talented mo
Talent,
kaya mga
mm.
varsity, but kung non-varsity ka, Michael Budula, it's kanang mga talent kid mga
Kanang babad sila sa kanang dula bitaw sa kanang kinanto. Like kato sila Michael Baguasan. Ay ang yahang move was kanang like evasive nga play na walhunsad. So murag, where did that come from?
who I love playing with kita to atong exchange student nga kabatch.
Um,
Puti, big guy.
Michael.
Michael Gagno.
Oh yeah. Michael Gagne was
He was a
he was,
pure
he was
center.
pure. Yeah, he was a pure center kato. Ang para to niya si Deo.
Oh yeah.
Sa hapon si Deo
Yeah.
Talaw.
Yeah.
They were good.
Sometimes.
I mean when if you remember athletics was a big thing and basketball was a part.
Yeah.
It was a big part and
Katong yung basketballan gud sa high school sa gawas sa gym.
kato gid
Grabe
ba?
kinamay.
Signature gid to if man.
Ako si Brian og I think si Ian Batason or si Jeffrey. Madto mi anag kanang mga kanang mga
Non-schooling days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Para lang
makakita ka pag
mag-excite sa-
magdula
Yes,
gyapon.
exactly.
Nagkita man siguro na kay obviously si Makoy said naman na silang Brian before.
Yeah.
That's why I remember playing with you guys at Gapon. That's why I would remember your move kay I would like it's just like yesterday na makita ko all the really nice move and si Makoy Kalasad had this really
Mid-range.
Kobe
Mellow.
in a mellow sad yung move. So this just thinking about this whole episode of mga lingaw na to back in the day, like this deserves a part 2. I mean, this cannot be just one piece, man. I mean,
But I hope in the part 2 we could invite someone who would share the memories in their perspective.
and
But-
probably fact check.
yeah, and probably fact check, but which is also one thing. I think we need to wrap this up na pud kay
Yeah.
nag-
There's gonna be a part 2 for sure. For sure,
Alas
there's a lot
10
of
na
ground to cover. With us, with where we had our fun back in the day. Asa ang mga lingaw.
How do you want to end this? Do you want to end top 5s, top 3s?
I probably would just give me your go-to. I would say let's go for the looks. Like let's go for a lookbook. Like
Mhm.
what was your 90s look? Describe your intramurals starter pack.
I would say I didn't have much before, so it's pretty standard. So I knew I had an Adidas sneakers,
Mhm.
the Samba ones, jeans na dili the elephant size thingies, but
Not
just
the pen shop where oxygen
Yeah,
na dagko kayo.
dagko kayo. But I
Dali,
had
oh,
the
God.
medyo luag yapon, but not
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the big ones.
Sure.
Yeah, t-shirt or katong Corpus Christi nga white t-shirt, but I prefer katong more civilian na lang nga t-shirt. That's about it.
Yeah, and you
Wala
probably had we had a few like choices from said before, like the pen shops and whatnot. I mean,
Yes.
you had Giordano also was big.
Yeah. The pen shops and the Giordano and I wasn't really into fashion before.
Yeah.
I
Me too.
didn't have a sense of fashion. I mean, kung unsalay nasa akong closet that.
Yeah,
That was it.
we weren't
Yeah.
fussy about it.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, I would get jealous of basketball shoes back in the day.
Me too.
Okay, that was the thing.
That was the thing.
Like when you have Jordans or the Pippens or
Yeah.
the Hardaways or mga Reebok pumps.
That was your ride. I mean, obviously, if you couldn't get a car back in the day, or you're probably not legal to driving, this was as closest as you would get to showing that you have a car. Was your shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. And I think later, especially later in high school when we were into music na, I was more concerned, kato, we talked about this earlier, I was more concerned on buying drumsticks or buying song hits
yeah,
or
Buying a snare of your own, like a snare
yeah,
drum,
or
snare
saving
drums.
up kay magpatak-patak kog practice sa Loretos
Kana.
the next couple of days. So I was towards later in the high school muna na ako mga the things that I had in mind and the things I mean material possessions that I
Yeah.
was conscious of. How about you?
I was more of a, I would say, I was quite like not so super visible magid sad sa high school. With the latter part na lang na when I was into clubs, sa different clubs like Glee Club and
Oh yeah.
probably like sa kanang mga groups like nagapunta ka tong PMT before. I was like an officer and it was like really silly. But I would just remember just trying to like fit in, but not that hard. Just try to also blend. Okay, um, we were just like boys. It was really there was no dating scene for me. I tried, but there was nothing. So I think I was just like simple lang was jeans and then the butterfly in the shoes. Remember those?
Yep.
And the butterfly in the shoes, and then just the
I had the
I was
threatening
a bit
ones
of
as
a
well.
slim but to be good a kid. So just kind of like
What a
to
description.
be good. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I know how we can end this.
Go for it.
Um, if you were to
Sit
travel
ka
back
pa.
in time,
Mm.
give me 2 memories that you will go back to and enjoy and experience.
We're gonna talk about the one that
Two
two
specific
specific
memories.
ones.
2 specific memories in high school that you would go back to. Either actively participate or just sit and enjoy the feeling, enjoy the experience.
The one the one that it's immediately pops out from my head would be the one that I didn't attend. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend our graduation
Okay.
at high school. So
Yep.
that's one I would have loved to been at.
Mm.
Um, and God, this is so just left out of left field. I would say. Maybe if there was a chance in prom wherein I probably
Wait, were you prom king, by the way?
stop. If
Oh, hi!
if there was a
He's
button
a
I
prom
could
queen, by the way. Ato.
I think it was Jamie Fournier.
Oh,
Jamie.
was she?
She was.
Mo ba?
Jamie Fournier, yeah.
So fourth year, obviously, fourth year naman tato.
Yes.
Jamie Fournier?
That was Jamie Fournier.
Okay.
That was the like kung man. Si Buloy did not stop this whole February
Pero
to March.
may pulutan
Pulutan.
ni Buloy.
As the corridors are ano gina siya.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be fun. If there was a button I could press that would magically transport me back to that day, so that I would probably talk to my future wife,
Mm.
because ang recollection sa kong asawa ato back in the day was kita na prom king. Who was that?
Who that?
Kailan ako?
Who that, bro?
Kailan ako? Wag siya kailan ako. Even like I don't really recall you from high school.
Mm.
That's how lame that was. If there was a magic button, I would be able to like actively participate.
Mm.
Probably just say hi to her
Okay.
at prom.
Cool. So prom and graduation.
Prom and grad. It's like a lot of things went down. Like
Yeah.
a friend of mine gisugot atong a day, and then a friend of mine also wala gisugot atong a day, and then the how to say Valentine's Day card mishap.
Okay.
Story of my life.
All right.
You agree with the part 2? Would
Sorry?
you agree with the part 2 on the podcast?
Yeah. 100%. All right. So if I were to travel in the past, so one memory is pretty easy. Battle of the Bands.
Mhm.
I was on top of the world on that. Because napukoy crush adto nga time nga nidaog ko, and then I was able to go to my crush, and then nag-storya may naghay me. That was a great feeling, not because of anything of those, but it was a time in high school when everything fell into place, even for just one day.
That's good.
And it and for someone like me who cruised through high school, probably in an invisible way, or I would say medyo pahipi. I didn't really stood out, and I didn't want. I mean, I didn't want to stand out anyways.
Yeah.
I didn't. Wala sa akong consciousness na may nga gusto ko musikat or anything,
Mhm.
but the love for the music and the relationships that I had during that time just fell into place. So that was great. I'd want to go back there.
Sure.
Um,
That was
Probably
one.
as a spectator and feel it again, and probably see myself doing the things and enjoying the conversations and enjoying the winning moment. So that's one.
It's good.
The second one would be probably the last Dazers of the Lord weekend.
Oh,
So every Dazer weekend is always a fun
yeah,
weekend.
I heard
Yeah,
many good stories.
because it's you get to serve, and then you get to spend a lot of time with different people. So I think the last Dazer, I'd want, again, as a spectator, to be in that weekend.
And you
Just
served. I mean, you were very active,
yes, I was.
and you served.
Yeah. I serve, and then I talk to people. And again, it's one of those weekends and one of those events nga kanabitang it's very social.
Di ba na rector ka at some point?
I think so. I
Maybe
forgot.
once.
I
Maybe
think
once.
so.
Yeah, there was probably a time because I remember you were, not just active because you showed up every weekend. Because I obviously not a dazer, but I would see you just sort
Natutuod
of light
wala ka
up.
ni sulod og Dazers. Was it against your religion or something?
I was it was I would say a few teachers talked us out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was that.
No way.
Yeah, it's true. True story. A
Oh,
few
wow.
teachers, yeah. It was not a religion thing, I would say.
Oh, I mean, what was
it
the
was,
argument against?
Just don't go. Just don't sign up. And I was supposedly in the class of the first draw. Nanaganikoy alias. I was Hambugirong Baluron. I was there. I had even the caricature. It was ready, but
Sayang. Yeah.
in hindsight, would have done differently.
Yeah, but you had some fun moments outside of school, Mangyapon, with the whole gigs and
The whole the whole outside.
Yeah.
Outside of school gigs for sure.
Cool. All right, that was wow, time flew. But yes, I agree. We need to have a part 2, but I hope we'll have a guest. Again, thanks everyone for tuning in to this episode as well. And as usual, please na noon.
Palihog.
Please do fact check us
Yeah.
for all of the places, the things that we cannot recall anymore.
Yeah.
This has been your host, Dave Fuentes.
And Mike Rodriguez. Stay tuned for the next one.
All right, and this is Food House episode 4. Good night. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ikaw lang at wala